asking you guys ready for So Funs? I am ready for So Fun, Zacchaeus. Let's do this.
That reminds me of like I Am MVP's tweets. Like, you guys cheers me, so many fans thanks. Like that's my favorite kind of tweet is when the Korean StarCraft players go for the English, or White Raw, you know.
That's right.
White Raw has really good English.
I was disappointed that Hyun didn't tweet me after this last one, because usually it's like, go 7-time IPL5 Club champion, but this time not so much.
Maybe he fell asleep. What strats? Do we need them? Okay, so looks like Epsilon is going to take just a few seconds to figure out some strats, or at least talk it over. Dignitas obviously is a very formidable opponent. They actually won a tournament just a week before PAX, which is the last tournament that Kevin and I did at PAX Prime in Seattle. That's where ESP took out Area 51 Gaming 4-0 for that show match. But yeah, Dignitas, you know, just a big tournament win less than a month ago. So definitely a formidable opponent. I don't know a ton about Epsilon Gaming. I should actually, you know, ask these teams a little bit more about them so we can know more for next time. But Epsilon, hopefully they'll show us some good games here as well. Dignitas actually had a really close series for their round of 32 match against Gamers League.
Yeah, it was a 2-1.
That was crazy. Yeah, that was a really close match, and that always came down to like the very last attacking round. But here we go. It looks like we are going to get started now on Archways. This is a best-of-3 series for the round of 8. It is single elimination, so the entire qualifier is on the line for this match for one of these teams.
And as you can see, there's an attack path that runs right through the middle of the caves here. There's also 2 that go on either sides through these, well, archways, and which the map is named after. So there's a lot of different places for defenders to post up. And this is actually kind of an interesting position for Dignitas, a little bit farther forward than we've seen in the past.
That is actually a nice aspect of archways. You can see, I'm going to call him Sparko. What do you think?
Yes.
Sparko? I'm going to call Sparko, saying that he did take a point of armor already from Zacchaeus, but this is an interesting part about Archways because now Sparko doesn't really have a lot of options. He has to get out of here eventually, and already, gets punished by Garpy and Zacchaeus. That's a quick defensive round for Dignitas.
All right, so that's one round in the bag for Dignitas. As we mentioned, if you guys are just tuning in for the first time to Shootmania, we do like to mention that evenly matched teams, usually the defender is going to take the advantage early on. You do play first to 6 to win a map, and it is best of 3 in maps, but you have to win each map. Whoa, let's go ahead and take a look at his view, taking some shots earlier than I had anticipated. You do have to win each map by 2 points, though, so games can go on very, very long.
All right, so Kawa already taking a point of damage as he moves out. A lot closer to the goal than we saw this time. The defense is posted up much closer to the actual goal than Dignitas did, but that is actually a cool feature of Archways because the 3 entry points are all the same.
Shot.
Wow, that's... Man, he's just taking too many rockets for me to make my point. The three exit points for attackers are all the same place, essentially. They all come out of the same sort of area. As defense, you can actually run up and know exactly still. You can keep all 3 of those exit points in front of you still. So that's why we see Dignitas posting up a lot closer to those exit points than we saw Epsilon. But of course, playing the point is always a pretty safe tactic as well, because you know the attacker does have to come to you by the time that first 45 seconds runs out.
Okay, well, Quaco not really able to get anything done, but he uses those little pads that are on the ground will actually allow you to go a little bit quicker. You can't jump off of them, but it speeds you up dramatically, and Quaco was able to get through there and bypass the defenders and immediately get a shot off on Garpy, and now he's actually alone here with the high ground. This is a great spot for the attacker to be. Quaco taking a second shot. Horn goes off in the air as well, and Quaco just 1 shot away from taking this map, but he takes an armor in return. All
right, all he has to do is shoot Kawa, and we'll take an offensive round, but now time has gone down, and he's just going to capture the pole without even having to take out Kawa. So the first successful attacking round goes to Epsilon. Great stuff there from Quaco. He actually landed the first offensive laser of the match and, you know, ended up winning the round. Very good.
And that is the critical advantage that a team needs. Like we said, it's usually easier to score defensive rounds, and you have to win by 2. So if you get that attacking round, you put your team in a prime position to be able to take the map. But Garpy, we saw in practice, has a very, very strong laser as well. And we'll see if he can put that to good effect here. So he starts to assault right up the middle. Again, we see Epsilon playing back in that very defensive position around the goal like we saw them play in the first round.
Right, so Garpy actually had a terrific round round on Monday, landing the most defensive rockets against Gamers League for his team. So if he can get his laser going early, that'll be a great asset for Dignitas. We do see him looping around his left side path here, but all of the defense is still standing. A defensive rocket already taken, and now only 12 seconds remaining to actually cap that goal against 3 defenders. Things are looking pretty rough now for Garpy, and especially falling down, that's going to lose him even more precious seconds. There
yeah, and I've got to say, I love this position from Epsilon. Not only have their rockets been on points, but they they have great awareness of the map. They know exactly when to start moving back, and they fall back behind the defensive positions, those little pillars that are sitting around the back, much, much easier than I've seen other teams do.
Okay, so Epsilon with 2 successful defensive rounds and 1 successful attacking round is going to be up 3-1 already. If Hybrids can keep the attacking rounds coming, that'll put them in excellent position to take this first map. Let's see as he continues on out of the right archway. Obviously, all the defenders have spotted him, so hopping down could be a little bit risky, as you do have that sort of predictable movement as you're falling, but looks like the defenders are not going to be close enough to take advantage of it. Great shot there from Hybrids, moving very quickly, still managing to lock on and get that first kill.
Oh, but Zacubus comes right back with 2 great rockets, and Garpy with a 3rd from the side, and what started as a good round for Hybrid there immediately turned into a very successful defensive round for Dignitas, but now Zacubus is on the attack, and we'll see what he can do.
All right, so Dignitas is actually working very well with that sort of triangulating defense, a little front-facing, where they come in pretty close. They still have lots of cover. There's, you know, these columns and hills that they can work with to stay alive. I'm curious if Epsilon actually just tries to run past them, if he'd be able to isolate defenders like we saw Quako do, because Quako, once he got up to the ramps, he was you know, fighting one-on-one most of the time. So Zacubus coming up now, he's going to have a little bit tougher time, as Epsilon is taking the little bit more entrenched defensive positions. You can see them playing the pole and each of these columns up near the goal. So Zacubus just looking for a clean shot. Should be kind of difficult. He's going to need to score one quick, though.
It was a nice job to get around the side there and almost lands a long-range laser on Sparko, but can't quite land it. So now he's got to make his way up. The goal can be captured. Only 15 seconds remaining. He's down to just 1 armor. A little bit of a rush there from Team Epsilon, and they are able to take, again, 1 more turn.
All right, Epsilon showing some very good defensive strategy here, just posting up, waiting for the attacker to come to them. After Zacubus was down to just 1 armor, they knew they had 3 defenders remaining. There was only 10 seconds left for Zacubus to try to get up there, so rush down is obviously a very powerful move for the attacker to try to overcome. Sparko is going to be checking out this other strategy, and he is actually going to try and speed past, but that actually ended up not being the best idea, as Garpy got all 3 defensive rockets there.
I love the jump, though. Again, those little pads, as you can see right here, you can't jump off of those, but if you use your spacebar, your stamina while you're on them, they speed you up considerably. So he's able to make this jump from here all the way out to here, and with just a couple of quick jumps, you can actually make your way almost to the goal in 2 or 3 seconds flat.
And Epsilon is in a position now where all they have to really do is successfully defend 2 more times, and they will have won the map. So Kawa is going to have to really get some good work in here for Dignitas. He was the person that they elected to attack first, which means that he's the 1st and 4th attacker. He's going to get 2 attacking rounds in most situations, so he's really got to be the point man, the strong point man for Dignitas.
And he's done very well, but I have to commend Dignitas on the 2nd and 3rd attackers. Lasers have been quite good as well. Oh, misses an open shot off to the side. He may get punished for that. Already down to just 1 armor remaining. The goal can be captured, but there's nowhere to run, and that's a 5-3 advantage now for Epsilon.
Man, that is a really tough, entrenched defensive position there. I wonder if Epsilon might have chosen this map anyway if it wasn't the starting map, because they're looking very solid on that defense. Quako going to give it another shot. Now he is the only successful attacking round so far in this first map, and he is actually going to come out of the gate pretty quickly. Dignitas looks like they might change up their defensive positions a little bit. No, actually still going to do the triangulation, and now only 1 armor remains for Quako. I don't think he's going to be able to repeat his performance here.
Oh, but that was a great shot off to the side. Zacubus was a little bit exposed, but it was still a very nice job to take advantage of that. Zacubus would have been able to retreat very quickly. So we have defenders posted up on the left and right. Quako, a bit of a standoff here from both players as they start to make their ways up. up. Very nice job. The defender's already getting back all the way to the point, so it's going to force Quako's hand a little bit as he has to directly assault this. Oh, but he lands a wonderful 34-meter hit.
And now he's only got one defender remaining. We're in a showdown situation. The cap is open, so if he can move up, land a shot, or just hop on the goal long enough, he will have another successful attacking round, and that's the map.
Wow.
Epsilon taking it 6-3 against Dignitas. It is going to be Dignitas' map choice now to go into the next map.
I've got to say, that was impressive.
Yep.
Quako actually just taking 2 shots of armor there at the